Coming.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast of
He's
stuff,
coming.
episode 87, where Da is literally walking in the door as we speak. That is the door right there. He's walking in. He's entering the room. His dog is he probably tripped over his dog because his dog apparently can't see.
He definitely barked though. This old sack of crap. She is 3 hours from deceasedness.
As my dad's dog is really really old, our dog Murphy. And as my dad puts it, he's like, he probably should have keeled over by now, but the next meal is only 8 hours away. So that's why
That's what it is for her.
That's
She's
why-
just looking for her next little.
That's
She
why-
is so freaking spoiled too. She won't eat regular dog food. You gotta mix something up in it now. It's over for her. And people are like, "Oh, just give it to her now. She's too old to learn the new ways." I'm like, "No, she's gonna eat or she gonna die."
Okay, if you want to eat it. If you don't, you gonna die.
Exactly.
If she's not smart enough to eat it, then screw her.
Natural selection. She deserves to die. I don't know. This isn't my food, is it? It don't smell right. Oh, death.
Well then,
It was
hi
a-
everybody. We're waiting for the Compro's dog to die today.
It was a good life.
It was
Was
an
it,
okay
though?
life.
Yeah,
All right.
Existence.
So
it was an existence.
this is the week Wednesday after.
Give her a Tide Pod. Okay, yeah, thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
This is the week after the little Comp Bros weekend, as I'm now referring to it.
Oh, God, was
Teens
that
are
bad?
dumber than ever.
So, teens.
Teens are
Tide
dumber.
Pod.
Tide
He's
Pods, yes.
referencing.
So, when anybody visits, like for the weekend, I love hanging out. I love that. What I don't look forward to after a weekend is cleaning my fucking bathroom.
Because of
And-
my hair.
Well, Ralph sheds, and you shed a lot.
Well, I have no choice. I have a crap ton of hair.
Furry bastards.
Yeah.
It's just like basically like when I got home, I like sat down for a bit. I'm like, okay, go and just
Mentally
sweep-
fortify yourself.
just sweep, and just collect this just mountain of like just because when it's one person using the bathroom for a period of time, you kind of know what your dirt level is, your like cleanliness level.
Mhm.
And like when you gotta clean when you feel like it's dirty enough. When it goes from one person to 3 people or 4, depending on if Ralph is here, or
5.
Five,
depending
if-
Ralph
Or
is there.
6.
yeah, like
Wow! Okay.
Thank you.
that was
I
good.
get it.
Thank you.
That was a fat
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, well, for a while, hopefully.
That's also a reference to you blowing up bathrooms.
joke. That's true, Ralph.
I deny nothing, and I thank you for acknowledging my great talent.
Man, that's
Hardcore.
verbal air quotes talent. But
It's a superpower.
it just people shed. They shed skin. They shed hair and anything else, and
Yes.
all that just collects, and I gotta clean it. I hate it.
You're welcome.
Can
Yep.
I say I wanted to open up my butt cheeks and spray diarrhea all over your Zelda curtain?
Oh God.
I'm sick of it, Mike. This has become parody at this point.
What if he buy stuff like, oh, they're coming this weekend. They're gonna see this and be like, "Yep, that's Mike."
That's
no,
just
no.
takes it down
He
and they're just
he just
vague.
genuinely wants that shit.
That's
He
been
hunts it down.
that's been there for like a year and a half at this point. You have seen that at least
No.
2 to 3 times.
What I'm saying is, 98% of the time, it's a beige curtain, and then the 1 or 2 weekends we're there, you put up the Zelda, like, "Yep,
Oh,
I
fuck no.
gotta be Mike."
That's too much work. Fuck that shit. Yeah, the weekend was a lot of fun. We went and saw The Disaster Artist.
Great
Which-
movie.
Great movie. I guess spoiler for
Trumped
the
by the better movie.
there is a button scene at the end of this movie. Yes, there is a post-credit scene where Tommy Wiseau actually makes a cameo in this movie. It's probably the best acted scene of his life, which I found out.
Oh hi, Mark.
Which I found out as I was just like looking into shit like after this movie, like I do any like based on a true story movie. Him and actual Greg are making another movie.
Oh yeah, we knew about this. It's not gonna do
Huh.
nothing.
I did not know
Yeah.
about it. But yeah, it's actually based off of a book. Or is it no. Is it based off of a book Greg wrote? I think it may have been based off of a book Greg wrote. I forget. Anyways, they're making another movie. And then we also saw Coco. Holy shit. Go see that movie.
Tremendous.
Go buy that movie.
Tremendous.
I very, very rarely tear up during a movie. I will feel emotional, but I will not tear up. This movie made me cry.
Huh.
It struck a chord, and I immensely enjoyed it. It was BG's seventh time.
Seventh viewing in theaters.
Seventh
Disgusting.
viewing.
Saddening.
Seventh viewing in theaters. Wish it was more. Wish it was more. How's it sad? It's a great movie. Would you not agree? It's a great movie.
It's a great movie, but 7 times is a little much. But then again, you saw Justice League, what, 4?
3. No, 4.
Dear Lord.
No, okay. I saw it with you, and then I saw it about 4. Yep. I saw Star Wars once. I ain't got time to invest in 3 hours of it's salt. Yeah, okay, thanks. Get out of here.
So did that. We played a fuck ton of Fighter Z.
A little too
Oh,
much.
so you guys were enjoying some consistent 16 win streaks, I'm guessing, huh?
We didn't really play online because the online was just super shitty for the game itself, and then I also found out PSN was just down for most of the weekend.
Yeah, PSN was having some problems.
So we didn't really play online at all. We played against each other, and then
none of us was good enough.
and we played through most of the story, which Android 16 kind of became an unsung hero of just shitting on. Both us shitting on him and the game just shitting on him, because there's like 3 separate little story modes, and he just gets nuked in all 3 story modes.
Yeah.
And it's always like this slow ass moving, like Android 21 will make like a big like death ball thing, throw it at him, and it's just like Goku's sitting there like, oh no, who can save him? It's not like I have a move that travels instantly.
Light speed.
And there was like a literal scene in the first campaign. I remember like 2 or 3 like cutscenes before where they save Gohan and Piccolo's like, Goku, get Gohan to safety, and they turn around and they're just both gone, and then Goku instant transmissions back in. He's like, yep, saved him, now let's fight. It's like, come on.
Too easy. You got to add to the drama. Sometimes 16 just has to die for Gohan to go Super Saiyan 2.
You mean every time he has to die, not some.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then and DA just had a very passionate hatred for him just as a character in the game.
Oh?
And there's a point in the story where like a large chunk of this story is played with just Android 18 and Android 16. And he would refuse to use Android 16 for as long as he could. And then if he did use Android 16, he would more than likely use his suicide move.
Aww.
And it was just more or less every time it would happen, just because it's like super armor move, and 16 just like goes just like dives and grabs, and then just blows himself the fuck up. To the point where I think it was like Monday, where I'm like strolling through Twitter, and then I saw people just trolling as 16 with the suicide move, and I'm like, yep, that's getting sent to DA.
Literally, I watched 3 different streams within like a 10-minute period. Each stream I clicked between for Fighter Z was somebody suicide bombing their opponent with 16, just so they could take the win with their other 2 preferred characters. Like, they picked team comps with 16 just for the dive.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny. Very trolly. But when you're not the one on the receiving end, it is pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, we played through, like, basically all the characters. Each of us kind of... DA, you fell in love with Trunks a bit.
Trunks is really good.
I'm just good with Goku just because that's who you play with for the majority of the campaign. I'm liking Hit, although I feel like he is going to be...
Oh,
Hit has a serious learning curve.
He's
yeah,
very
you need
technical.
to work hard with that character.
He from how I've had it explained to me is he's mostly a ground character. Like, you don't really take him into the air often at all unless you have a certain combo in mind.
Yeah.
That's how I've seen him explained and played. So he does a large learning curve.
He's fun. Apparently, just regular Super Saiyan Vegeta is the best assist in the game just because he does his super, like, spammy energy blast.
15-second energy blast.
Yeah, it's pretty bullcrap because you can do that to lock an opponent down after. I'm not gonna use technical terms, but as the opponent's getting up, you can lock them down so you can mix them up. There's one where as soon as he ends it, you do a command grab with like Piccolo, and it always hits because it's just dumb. It extends combos. It's a terrible character, Vegeta. Anybody that plays in the tournament is destined for second place. Point blank, period.
Who's first place?
Goku.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm saying because of Dragon Ball itself.
Oh.
He's making a meta
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
I wasn't picking up what you were putting down.
Thank you.
Okay. I thought you were being like technically like, detailed there. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
wait,
I have
that's
no
ironic.
clue what
I'm like,
to
that's
say.
ironic.
No,
Yeah,
I
I was like, that's. I
no
was gonna say that's really ironic. Like, damn, that's. So who's first? And you're like Goku. I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. I'm not getting this.
Yeah, I got no clue.
But yeah,
I don't even have the game yet.
have you? Oh, you guys don't have the game?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Were you playing online somehow then?
How? Why would you say that?
I feel like some of the your tweets were relating to Dragon Ball, but apparently not.
Yeah, at your house.
Oh,
Way to go, Mike.
they didn't. I thought they were recent.
No.
Fuck Twitter. In case you missed them, I hate that stupid
Oh, I
feature.
hate it. I hate it. Keep it. Screw you, Twitter.
Just give me.
Half screen mix up.
Just-
Oh wait, what is he talking about? Kid Buu is the best character in the game.
Oh
half
my
screen
gosh.
mix ups.
Okay, yeah, he might be the best character in the game, but shut up, cause
Is
he's
he?
my character. So shut up.
Oh.
He's legit dumb. No, he's super dumb.
This
Cassie,
triangle combo
Sonya,
is
Superman.
kind of dumb.
I tell people
What a
every
top tier
time.
whore you are.
Whenever I play a fighting game, whoever I'm getting into, pick that character up because they're gonna be top tier.
I mean, Kid
And,
Buu is pretty awesome, but he is cheap as shit.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
But I got through. So one of the best things about this game, in all honesty, is the like character interaction cutscenes that you get, and
Yeah.
the MVPs of that are Gotenks and Boo. There is a scene, just go look it up, between Gotenks and Nappa. I love it. It is just you wonder what these characters would do with interacting with each other and what have you, and it could not have been a more perfect scene between the little shit stain that Gotenks is and poor Nappa. Right now I'm going through, and as you level people up, there's like little internal cutscenes just because you're for some reason a human spirit that has to basically possess the fighters in order for them to fight.
Nameless, genderless human spirits.
Yes.
Ageless.
Great.
And there are waves that are going on that are equaling the playing field. They got to do that for every freaking fighting game, because why would it make sense that Goku and Krillin can fight toe-to-toe, or Krillin and Frieza can fight toe-to-toe?
Or Beerus and anyone.
Yeah. Well, like,
Or Beerus and anyone.
he's not in the campaign, so, I mean, he's there, but he outrightly states, like, this shit doesn't affect me, and I just don't care to be involved. So good luck.
I mean, not everybody can be Topo from Super, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, we did watch Super. I did forget
Did you
about
guys
that.
enjoy that
Did we?
episode?
It was.
Did we watch it?
We
Yeah.
watched it after doing something so amazing that we were all just drained.
There was one piece of animation that was just like, that was cool, and then the rest of it was just a blur. Really. And then I mean, we played some different fighting games here and there, ARMS, Pokken, Smash Bros. But the other thing we did, and this is something that's going to happen whenever we all meet up, is we played this game called Hidden Agenda. Have you heard of that, Ralph?
I have not.
So it is made by the people who made Until Dawn, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Supermassive Games.
Yes, it's excuse me. It's like a PS4 game, something you either get in disc or download or whatever, but it is played on your cell phones. And it is a social game. So everybody links up onto whatever Wi-Fi your PlayStation's on, and then they connect to the game via that way. And you can either do it cooperatively, which is still kind of competitive, or competitive. And as you're going through the game, you have to pick dialogue options between different choices. There's little QuickTime events. They have to drag like your cursor, like basically your finger, to a certain point that relates to the TV in order to like avoid obstacles or something where you're chasing down a bad guy, and just some other various things. And it's a murder mystery with a lot of branching paths. A lot of branching
We played
paths.
through the entire campaign and we unlocked less than half of the pass.
I would love it. It sounds like a lot of fun. Too bad I can't play it.
Why not?
My phone can't play Jackbox. It crashes. I can't go to the website. It crashes.
Oh, it's not a website.
It's an app.
That's what I'm trying to say. For same thing for Jackbox. You an app, whatnot. Even what is that thing? We use it for class too. I forget what it's called. Any game-based apps, my phone will just crash.
We'll see.
My phone can't play. What's it called? Twitch without crashing.
We have a secondary crap phone that could just be hooked up to the Wi-Fi, and it definitely played it because I used it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we will see. But my phone's a POS, so we will have to see. But I would love to play it.
Yeah, so like we went from watching Coco, which was a uplift, like a good crushing emotional experience.
That's
if
right.
that makes sense.
I went in
And
my
then,
Coco shirt and everything. Thank you, DA.
and then
Touch me.
and then we went and played this game, which there was something that happened in our playthrough that just we made a bad decision in essence, and we
In the first like 5 minutes,
and
y'all made a bad decision. And I have regretted it immediately.
not that the later one.
No, that wasn't a bad decision. That was our stupid fat fingers that couldn't move quick enough.
I was trying to be vague, but yes. Yeah, that something happened.
It's from the people that made Until Dawn, so you know there's gonna be QuickTime events. And it was a QuickTime event where our stupid fingers weren't fast enough because we were all just, hey, we're making jokes while playing, don't pay attention. And then it was just over. By the time our fingers touched the freaking phone, it was done.
Yeah, something happened that
This sounds about right.
really couldn't take back, and we, as the credits were rolling, were just like, that changed everything. That changed everything. Like, this game probably could have been going on still, and we fucked up. We fucked up. And yeah, and then we went from watching Super, and we were to watching Super, and we're just like, just still
Strange.
dwelling.
'Cause the game was so good. I personally think that was some of the best things that we've done, podcast wise, game wise, anything.
Hashtag sassy ladies.
Yes.
That was just legit fun and funny and enjoyable. And I am going to say, don't watch it, Ralph.
Yeah,
oh
we,
yeah, anybody that's
Oh.
playing with us, do not watch it.
We
You're gonna
record-
get spoiled.
This is story based, so you're gonna.
Yeah,
wanna
we
see
were-
Oh,
it.
it's only one story.
yeah, we were.
It's one story
Okay.
with a branching path. So
Oh,
there
wow.
gonna be different outcomes, but you don't want to know who did it. You don't want to know what happened.
All
You're gonna
right,
be like,
all right.
oh, they
So I
made
won't
that
watch it.
choice. I'm gonna make this choice. You don't want to.
Yeah, we did record it, and we will edit and upload it.
Dropbox it to me. I'll edit and upload it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be edited and uploaded next fucking year.
No, that's why I said Dropbox it to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, let's get that to BG so it gets uploaded within the next millennium.
Hey, man, that was a great Backstreet Boys album.
We still haven't gotten those pictures for Facebook from Mike's camera from Yomicon, so let's wait on those.
That is true.
And
Yeah.
if you have the Harry Potter footage, Dropbox that too.
Oh yeah, you accidentally deleted it. I will look for those.
No, our hard drive crashed.
Well, you copied them over and deleted them from.
Oh yeah, from the Dropbox.
Yes. But yeah, it was just a lot of video games and a lot of hanging out. We met up with Adam for a bit, got some lunch.
Oh.
Where I have now we discussed this. I have now determined something with the Comp Bros. When you mention a shared interest with them, in my for me, my first reaction it's like, hey, I like this too. I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what do you like about it? I will go into that kind of discussion. Their immediate response is combative.
It's
Wait.
not combative. Stop right there.
It's questioning.
It was a simple question. Taken perhaps with an aggressive tone.
There you
It
go.
was a simple question.
Who's your favorite character?
But that tells a lot about a person.
Indeed.
It does.
If
It also tells a lot about a person when you say, depending on your choice, I'm going to walk out of this restaurant.
Yes, it does, because people are stupid. They make bad choices.
Oh boy.
I-
That's
Like when Alex asked you about fucking JoJo, you were like, best JoJo. Depending on your answer,
Exactly.
I will be walking away from this conversation.
Exact. Anytime I see somebody in an MLP shirt or something MLP, I'm like, hey, that's Pony. Rainbow Dash. All right, thank you for talking with me. Goodbye.
I
I'm
have
gonna forget
legit-
you ever existed.
I have-
And 3, 2, 1, gone.
I have legit heard two people be like, I like JoJo's around DA. The only two people I've ever heard, and both times he asked who's your favorite character or best series.
Because that I need to know.
Josuke is best JoJo. It's clear.
Yeah.
You're not entirely wrong, but that's beside the point. It tells you a lot about the person and where the conversation can and will go. So of course that's gonna be one of the first things I ask. Because if you ask just an open-ended question like, "What do you like about the series?" that can go
Oh
anywhere.
man, it's so cool. The
Yeah.
battles, and I
Oh.
like how it's
And
animated.
if you just go, "What's your favorite part of One Piece?" It's just like, there's 5,000 chapters. I don't know.
What's your
But if you-
favorite One Piece arc? Oh, I really liked Water 7. Oh yeah, of course you do. Everyone does.
But
Like-
if you narrow it down to something simple as what's your favorite character, it can branch off to other things. Like, oh, what's your favorite character? Futaba. Oh, how'd you like her dungeon? Oh, it was great. Blah, 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 blah. But if it's just, who's your favorite character? Oh, it's this piece of crap character. Okay.
You're a
what I
piece
got
of crap
to say? I didn't know, not that. But
Oh yes, that.
It's just what I got to say to you, homie.
You a piece of crap. Just you don't know what you're talking about, and you're not allowed to play my game anymore.
You don't get the honor of interacting with me.
That's exactly why it's not so much the honor of doing it, but you're not worth talking to
Yeah.
if you're wrong.
I don't want to hear no Giordano Giovanna bull crap. Keep it.
So you might as well just leave.
Yeah, just no.
Apparently, hold on. Best P5 character clearly Yusuke.
This bastard Alex is the greatest human. He's like the yin to my yin. It's ridiculous. Holy crap!
That
This
character,
dude gets it.
Yusuke is okay.
No, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna do this now.
No,
Okay.
later.
Okay, I was about to say there's too much time.
Yomicon, where Alex can defend himself.
So,
He's an okay.
No,
character.
there is no defending.
Okay, you know
Yusuke
what?
is
You
amazing.
know what? We're doing it later. We're doing it on a list exists. We're not doing it here.
I heard enough of it this weekend. They
Oh,
went
yeah,
into
we
it.
went for like 15
you
minutes.
not even a tip of
Yeah,
the
bro.
iceberg,
Have-
homie. Don't even pretend
Y'all are
like
never. Y'all are never gonna listen to our Danganronpa discussion. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. YouTuber, look. He's a fine character, and that's all I'll give him.
So,
Versus wants you
Fine.
and Alex to
We'll do
just
this
have it
later.
out. Apparently,
You're wrong. We'll do
Okay.
this later.
You guys
So-
will hear that discussion.
So just a couple of quick things before BG goes into a story about
the FGC.
the fighting game community. Couple of things. Royal Rumble happened, and
Hold on. Apparently, Adam says, "I'll give you guys an answer from Saturday. It was not the correct choice, and that's all I have to say."
Yes, Yusuke is not the correct choice for best character or favorite character. He's a fine character,
You're
like
a bum.
4th or 5th.
You're a bum. You just
There are two-
top tier horror. Yeah, okay. Let's just check out this tier list. Oh, Ravenclaw, click.
Still
I
salty.
think you came away, dude. I don't know. Oh, the Cassie Cage look pretty good. Oh, see, top tier. I didn't know. I'm just playing the game.
Alex,
BG, do you like
Alex.
Akachi?
You just swore at me. You verbally raped my mom.
Cassie is literally the worst.
That man is fecal water.
He is
And you will not
legit.
ever accuse me of anything like that again.
Legit the worst.
Don't you ever say anything like that. Like, no. He is terrible. Oh, I'm a good guy. I'm a bad guy. I'm a crazy guy. Shut up. You ain't
So who do
nothing.
you like then, so we can shut him up?
Oh, top 2 is Haru and Futaba. Everybody else is a tier below them. That's top tier.
Top 2 is Haru and Futaba.
That's-
They're God tier and Jesus tier.
Like, there's no.
And then you got all your Earthlings and mortal. No, I'm not gonna say that. You got your freaking Zeus. Yeah, he's a god, but is he really a god?
You got like Hercules and
Yeah,
Demi.
them
like,
pagan
yeah.
gods.
Yeah, he's there. You know, if you want to count it.
But yeah, so I guess just commenting.
Akechi is a worm. Below the dirt, bury him.
Terrible.
And they did, and I applauded. I stood and I said yes.
Or no.
But yeah, commenting real quick. The Rumble, it was a sweep for Japan, basically.
Hey.
Shins-
It's weird that they finally gave people what they want.
And they're still gonna give me what I want in Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. It's just like, okay, you got your workers over here in your AJ and Nakamura, and then you got your spectacle, whatever hype match. And yeah, it's gonna happen.
It feels good.
Oh boy, that sucks.
Boy, April May is gonna be a boon for your boy.
Why do I even wager?
Mania, Avengers, money.
So Shinsuke won the men's Rumble, and then Asuka, is that?
Yeah, Asuka.
Asuka is legit the best female wrestler, the best women's wrestler in the freaking company right now.
She's ridiculous.
At personalities, technique, everything.
Just the way she
freaking best.
carries herself.
The way she makes fun of people, like she's the legit best. Period.
And she won the first female Royal Rumble, which
Featuring, it was Stephanie McMahon presents Stephanie McMahon's 30-woman Royal Rumble featuring Stephanie McMahon on commentary. Stephanie, you didn't need to be there.
Featuring Stephanie McMahon from the WWE series.
Terrible.
She was awful.
Yeah, they had to dig a little deep into the classics. In
Not
order,
deep. There was not a single person I didn't recognize, and they left several more recent people out. So it wasn't as much as they dug deep. They just realized that no, these were probably gonna get the pop.
names I recognized were Lita, Trish Stratus, sorry, Tori Wilson, and then there's one more. Shit. Maybe there's less than I thought.
Wow, you didn't remember Jacqueline?
Jacqueline. Yes, Jacqueline, sorry.
You didn't. Well, Vicky Guerrero is probably past your time.
Same as
I-
Kelly Kelly.
I do.
Kelly.
Vicky Guerrero, I do remember. I did not recognize Kelly Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kelly is a legit just model. She was never a wrestler, but she's
Mhm.
like a 4-time Divas champion. Apologies.
But yeah, that happened.
Yes, Makoto is amazing. Better than Yosuke.
Yeah, I think from what I read, the rest of the Rumble was just kind of meh.
It was okay. Tag matches were okay.
It was a totally acceptable.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that was that. And then just a few little gaming tidbits, mostly Xbox related. Apparently, Xbox wants to try and buy a publisher or a studio just because their
Pure rumor.
their exclusive lineup is shit.
It's not crap. It's just not good.
Do you feel any inclination to buy an Xbox?
I would. But
Yeah.
why wouldn't I just get a PC?
This is true. And that's a problem.
No, not necessarily. It's all their ecosystem. It's all still, Windows 10 stuff. But if I can see myself getting a Xbox One S, not X, S, to play some of their exclusives. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I bought an Xbone.
I'll say it like this: there are at least 7 games on the Xbox One I would enjoy playing.
Okay. I bought the Xbone for Gears 4 and regretted the purchase. I'll put it that way. Oh, that game was so anticlimactic. And then the other thing, one of the rumored publishers was they want to buy EA.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, see how that goes. And then the other thing is, so they announced their Game Pass thing a couple weeks ago, and apparently, to no one's surprise, retailers fucking hate it.
Of course.
Especially small-time retailers that are in the smaller GameStops to random little game stores that are around. Most of them are just like, well, we're just not going to sell Xbox games anymore because what's the fucking point? And some people are thinking it might actually put them out of business. In my head, I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But then there's another side of me that's like, well, this is probably what we're going to be moving towards anyways. You don't want to see people go out of business, but it might just have to be an adaptation thing.
Adapt how?
Just into one of the things GameStop was doing. If it was purely just a video game store, go into board games and tabletop or something along those lines. That's what actually GameStop is doing right now.
GameStop is through. But it's not. You said adopt. I think you mean adapt.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yes.
That's why I was like, adopt what? There's nothing here's your Game Pass
Children.
card.
Adopt children
out
to
the
buy
door.
their games. But yeah, that was basically it for most news stuff. It was a lot of the Rumble and Fighters was most of the news things that I'm seeing anyways. So, BG,
Mm-hmm.
you have the floor.
Okay, so something happened in the FGC. It was last night. Like I was coming home, and it was a live stream. It's just all over Facebook, Twitter, blah blah blah. This guy named Andre. His tag is OMG is Andre. He has done a lot of shady things. Credit card fraud. He actually went to jail for 6 weeks because of fraud. Um, so they had a girl on who was telling her story of how he had fleeced her out of like $2,500. Yeah. She was paying for rooms, and it would just be like, oh, I'll pay you back. Don't worry about it.
It was already coming up.
Yeah. Well, whatever, dude. Um, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Blah blah blah. Really?
None, I could have sworn.
What's up?
Oh, okay. Yep. Anyway, so there's all this. She's talking about it, and then Melanie, another girl that was there, she was rooming with Andre at Evo, and Andre had put the room on a stolen credit card, so they were having troubles, all types of troubles throughout the weekend. So she was telling that story, and then she was telling the story about her friend who is Andre's ex, and how he had beat her,
Hmm.
and even through all this, the people in the chat were just like, "Yep, that sounds like Andre." Like nobody was making a big deal about the credit card fraud, the abuse got a little bit of something, but people were still just kind of. Ugh. So Joey D, who is Andre's ex's current boyfriend, got pissed off that nobody was just like reacting. So he goes, yeah, he also raped her, and the people in the stream was just like, "Are you? Wait, what? Are you? Did that actually happen?" He's like, "Yeah, it happened, 100%." Another guy who had punched Andre for a, I'm not gonna get into that. He had punched Andre, and he was in the chat too. He was like, "Yep, that happened, 100%." He's telling the truth. And then that sparked a whole thing today. So about an hour later, Andre makes a response video, and it's about 12 to 15 minutes long. He's talking about, um, if you, I have people there that were with us, and we were both drinking, so I don't know what the problem is. And it's like, nobody ever said you both weren't drinking. I don't know why you're bringing this up. Like, that was the problem. That's what happened after. So he's like, yeah, she was talking about giving me head in the car. I said no, blah, 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 blah. We get back. My roommate's sleeping in the room. We go into the bathroom. We have sex, and then we go to our bedroom, have sex. All consensual. She's doing it. Blah, blah, blah. He contradicts himself in the same video.
No.
What he says is, I am a person that can 100% handle my liquor. I have no problem. Unless I'm completely 100% blackout drunk, I'll remember everything, and I will be focused, and I know everything that's going on. And then like 4 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, I got into a fight because of that, and it was because I let the liquor take over." I, so he got called out on that. He's like, "Well, it's like 2 in the morning. I said things weird, whatever, whatever." So today, there's two people in the FGC in Michigan, no less. I know both of them, L Train and All Caps. L Train made a video, a live Facebook live video, where he's talking about it. He's trying to figure things out, what happened, and then Andre comes into it, and he's in the chat. He's just like, "What? Everybody's talking about it, whatever, whatever." Then he's like, "Well, just come join the video." So Andre joins the video. He says some extra stuff, whatever, whatever, trying to get some more of his story out. Again, reiterates the whole they were both drinking, and also never, even to right now, he has not denied the physical abuse allegations, just the sexual stuff. So anyway, going on, that video ends. About 20 minutes later, All Caps starts his video, and about 15 minutes into that, Joey D joins him and tells, his side of the story, what happened, why he even spoke out. Because this happened like 2, 3, 4 years ago. and
Mhm.
his girlfriend was never going to speak out about it because she was afraid of Andre. She was afraid of her life. She was never going to go to the cops. She was never going to make it public. But she was listening to the On Blast show, and Joey was sitting there playing games, and she started crying. He's like, "What's going on?" He tells him more about what happened that night, and then he's in the stream chat saying that nobody's, really paying attention to all this awful things that Andre does. They're just kind of playing it off. So that's why he was like, "Yeah, he raped her too," and started telling the story. So he's telling his side or her side of his story. So he's like, yeah, he did this. She was crying. She wasn't consenting with him. Um, and that goes on for a little while. Joey gets off the call. Andre immediately jumps on. Like that's complete bull crap. Um, Joey's lying. Joey, before he had jumped on the call, had made a status that said Andre had done similar things to cosplay girls at conventions. And the two conventions he frequents is OhioCon and YomaCon. So, uh, there and then somebody was like, I do remember a post saying something like "Stay away from Andre," but nobody could find it. Nobody. So, Andre's on the call. He's completely pissed. Like, I didn't do this. Blah, 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 blah. They're just lying. Joey hops back on. It's only one person at a time. So Joey hops back on. He's talking a little bit. Andre hops back on for the final time. And at this point, the girlfriend, whose name is Olivia, she is in the chat for this video. And he's like, it was consensual. She was like, I never consented, Andre. And he was like, Caps asked him if she had said no, if she ever said no. Andre was like, no, she never said no, or I would have stopped. She was like, yes, I did say no several times. She's like, I didn't say no. I wasn't crying, all this stuff. So people were like, well, where's your proof? And at that point, I got mad because I'm like, you can't prove anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing is, people are like, let's let it go to court, and he'll be convicted or he won't. But the thing about courts are, unless there's like completely hard, you can't argue against this evidence. Courts are nothing but two people arguing an opinion to a third party. So it's two lawyers arguing their opinion of events from the information that they have to either a judge or a jury, and they're getting witnesses to corroborate or deny the story. And that's exactly what's happening here. You have people can form their opinion however they want, whether they believe Andre or they believe Olivia. But people are just like, no, just let it go to court. Like, you shouldn't be speaking on it at all because it's all he said, she said. But even in court, it's going to be he said, she said. So you should at least be able to voice an opinion on what you feel about the matter. Even if you don't take a side, quote unquote, you can't, whatever. So that started pissing me off. But they're like, where's your proof? She's like, I don't have any proof at this point. I got rid of all those messages he ever sent to me, and I was just done with them. He was like, now here's the thing. Here's the thing that's confusing people. They were just at Frosty Faustings about 2 weeks ago, which is a tournament, and they were saying like drinking and hanging out. And Andre was like, I've been drinking and hanging out with them. There's no problem. And she was like, stalking me at a tournament is not hanging out with me. Like, just being around me is not hanging out with me. So there's just too many sides to the story. They don't. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on. So Andre hops off the call. Olivia said what she was gonna say. And now people are calling for Andre's banning from tournaments. Now, there are a lot of people. Oh my God. Okay, so there's this one dude I was talking to earlier, and he was like, why should Andre be banned? I was like, at best, he didn't do this. Or not at best, he didn't do this. At best, well, that would be the best. But at best, as far as public perception goes, at best, this never goes to court. But he had the stigma around him, and people believe it, and they fight Andre at these tournaments. At worst, he actually did this, and other women get preyed upon. So for the time being, until this settles down or it actually gets resolved, he should be banned from tournament. And the guy was like, "Why wouldn't you ban the animals threatening him from the tournament instead of him?" And I'm like, dude, he's done awful things already. He's already been convicted of this fraud stuff. Well, what does his fraud conviction and his fraud things at these tournament have to do with his rape allegations? I'm like, there's toxicity surrounding him. So for now, either he should self-ban, like I'm gonna step back from the scene until this gets resolved, or TL should straight just go, this guy cannot come to our tournaments because there could be any type of problem. There's concern for his safety, concern for the safety of others, women in particular, if he did do this. So about 2 hours ago, one of the tournament organizers of one of the bigger tournaments in our scene, Kumite in Tennessee, Ian Davis, he banned Andre because he said, even though it's all just he said, she said, when he listened to Andre's video, it sounded very predatory. And he has zero tolerance for that. So Andre is banned from all Kumite in Tennessee events, which gets like thousands in pop bonuses. So other TOs are like, I'm not gonna ban him because it's all he said, she said, and there's no point in banning him. He's still welcome to our tournament. To which some people are like, we're not gonna go to those tournaments because we're just gonna boycott those. So there's so much like stuff going on just based off of the story. Now, there's a lot of people that are saying, without proof, we shouldn't believe anything he says because these women be lying out here. And it's just like, yeah, it's like some awful stuff. There was one dude in the chat that said something like, when it comes to these rape allegations, women have more power than men because all they have to do is say, I got raped by this guy, and that's it. And that's just like, if she got raped, the dude clearly had more power over her. Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand these people, dude. So, at best, everyone, if you want to take a wait and see approach, that's absolutely fine. But there is a lot of, like, not so much corroborating, but there's a lot of, there's an aura around the guy that is just like really toxic right now, and it's been like that for a while. He's also already been alleged to have date raped like 3 girls. So that's even more like, it's a behavioral thing. It just surrounds him, and
there's a history of really bad shit behind this guy. So it's not surprising to hear these allegations. Like nobody can say straight up, like, you know what, he's been a good guy. There's no strikes behind him. This is probably something that's just being made up.
There are people that are saying, now they're not my friends on Facebook. Otherwise, I would reply with this. But there's people like, I know Andre. I could never see him doing this, and I would just go, could you ever see him doing fraud? Because he was
yes.
Yes, that's a problem. Like, it's ridiculous. People do things you would never expect of them. There's so many stories of like, he was always a quiet guy. Some dude that just shoots up a mall or something. He was always a quiet guy, no problem. He was a nice guy. I don't understand what happened. Like, you don't know what goes through these people's mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of weird stuff on both sides, story-wise. But at this point, like, just ban him for now. Now, he was still going to go to Winter Brawl, which is about 2 weeks away. And he just said today that he's no longer going, but he was going to go to Winter Brawl. And there are people on Twitter that once they heard this story was like, don't go to Winter Brawl. Point blank, period. He was like, oh, I'm still going to go. Okay. And Big E, this is allegedly what Andre said. Big E said that Andre was going to be allowed at the event. So that's another just like, so he's going to be allowed, but there's people clearly just like, don't show up because there's going to be problems. There were people in the chat, once they heard it, that were just like, if I see him, I'm blowing his stuff out. Point blank, period. And, there's people that are like, why didn't she go to the police? Joey already said that she was scared for her life. That's one. Two, they said it in the call earlier. Some people are more comfortable telling friends so they can handle it than to go to the police. Now, I have a bit of info that almost nobody has from one of the people involved that I'm not gonna say because it was said in private.
Mm-hmm.
But I see why she didn't go to the police. I'll just say that.
There's statistics that show that there's a lot of report rapes and stuff that just do not get reported
There was a study
for
in,
one reason or another.
it was a story in '96 where it said like 7% of rapes are actually reported, and that's a dramatically low number. And people are like, this is like 2-3 years ago. Why didn't she speak up? Well, you had people that like 30-40 years for Cosby. There's no time frame for this stupid stuff. People are gonna speak up when they feel it's appropriate. And Joey D, seeing his girlfriend so distraught because she had this stuff that she couldn't talk to many people about, and then people are just laughing off all these awful things Andre are doing, with the last straw. Cause I saw the chat, it was just like, oh my god, Andre is so awful, and it was just like, he just stole $2,500 from this woman, and people are just like, whatever. There are people just like, I didn't really care about the fraud thing, but this rape is going too far. Like, come on.
Why is that okay?
Yeah, and it's like this guy should have been banned a long time ago. So right now he should be banned until this gets resolved. That's my opinion. Point blank. Period. Banned until this is all settled. If it never gets settled, never lift his ban. It doesn't even matter. Like, don't let him in, because if there's even a 10% chance this is true, that's 10% chance some girl gets victimized. Mm-hmm. And that's what you don't want that. Just disallow this one guy from the tournament because he has these allegations around him, and he's already done awful things within the community, like this fraud stuff that has just completely stolen money from people, had people kicked out of hotel rooms, had them footing the bill. He left Las Vegas after Evo with a $600 room bill. Who was paying that? Like, come on. And I was in one of the calls earlier. I was actually in a call. I was in the chat, and I was saying some stuff, and they were just like, I think Albert just has a vendetta against Andre. I've never heard 4 words in real life spoken by Andre, and I have literally never said 2 words to the guy. I don't care about Andre. I care about the situation that happened. Whatever with him. And there's people like, oh, this is gonna affect the FGC. You know, we have sponsors coming in, and they're not gonna be wanting to be associated if we got this type of. Why should you even care about that? Care about what's happening to the girl first. Care about what's happening with this situation first, and let the FGC stuff come later. Who cares? Who cares how it affects the perception of the FGC? Like, who legit cares?
Yeah, there's enough.
Get justice for this girl. Jesus, what is wrong with people?
Then there's enough stigma with the FGC as it is.
And that's it. Like, it furthers like, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of thugs. They're a bunch of awful people. Why would we want to associate our brands with them?
So, nail this on the head and try and turn that narrative.
So right now, a lot of people are just like, ban Andre from anything. Andre's like, I'm still going to tournaments. I don't care. He's probably going to Combo Breaker, which is one of the few tournaments I go to every year, no matter what. He's probably still going to Evo, which is where he fleeced like 4 people out of a hotel room. We've seen like 3 videos on that alone. And people are still fine with it. Okay, I can understand if you're like, it's a he said, she said situation, so let's not ban him for this rape stuff. But why would you not ban him for the credit card stuff?
He said, and it's true.
I said it earlier. Andre can play with a lot of money at these tournaments because it's not his money. There was a character auction last Combo Breaker for Black Canary that went up to like $120. And I knew I was never going to, and Andre won it. And I knew I was never going to compete with him because he wasn't playing with his money. It was somebody else's credit card or debit card or whatever that he was gonna put it on, and it's just like, yep, I don't care. This isn't coming out of my pocket. Like, why would you allow this? You know his history. And as far as we know, he hasn't changed because there's this woman talking about he stole a collective $2,500 from her. Terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's day one. It hasn't even been a full day yet. It's been less than 24 hours since this broke. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
there will more than likely be more of this next week.
We'll see.
Probably.
He's already saying he hates going to court, which is a funny statement. He says he hates going to court, but he wants this taken to court. So
Of course he does, because he can't lose.
yeah, there's no
There's no physical evidence. Yeah.
So
2 years old.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Right now, they just want him banned from everything. Olivia already said his life is ruined because of this credit card and this credit fraud. His life is already ruined, so she has no goal in this. It's not to ruin his life; it's already ruined. She has no goal in that. She just wants other people not to get hurt like she was, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes.
So yes, don't do what this man does.
Yeah, Andre is.
At all. Life lesson. Don't be Andre, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, unless anybody has anything else. Maybe something positive.
Dragon Ball has already shipped 2 million copies.
Oh, really?
Yep. Which is
Marvel
double.
vs. Capcom is now the same as Battleborn and Lawbreakers.
No.
Marvel vs. Capcom is dead.
Marvel vs. Capcom has shipped a total 1 million copies.
Yep.
So
There were 30 players active today.
there were 3 viewers. There was one period of 30 minutes where there were 0 players online. This is not a
to
joke.
that world.
On frickin' PC, there was a period where there were
Yep.
0 Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite players online.
All right, that was the other statistic. Fighters is the most played fighting game on PC now of all time in just
Yeah.
one weekend.
Because it gets the freaking Xenoverse, all them people in too, because it's Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got all these Dragon Ball fans coming in like, yeah, I'm gonna mash buttons and have some fun. Boy, there is some salt from those people.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought this would be a good Budokai game. God, was I wrong? Time to sell this game back.
This
I'm like-
game is just a button masher. You know, Tenkaichi isn't an actual fighting game, so it takes skill and knowledge to get good. It's not like Injustice and Fighter Z where you're just mashing and it requires no skill to win. Ooh, if you are in the mood for some greatness, go on Twitter and look up scrub quotes. Oh wow, y'all
Yeah.
don't know nothing about this stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Scrub quote.
Squabwotes.
Scrub quote. You me up again. It's a hard one to say. Scrub quotes.
Scrub quotes.
Takes from like YouTube and message boards and everything. And
Yeah.
if anybody says anything like scrubby about fighting games, it screen caps it and it posts it. So
Oh, lovely.
I'm just going to quickly. It's Scrub Quotes X. This
love
is the
those
very
Twitters.
first post or their latest one. Honestly, quote unquote, fighting games actually require less skill and more timing. While Xenoverse 2 is actually a fighting game that requires timing, execution, and a great deal of planning.
What?
While games like Injustice 2 and Fighter Z are not that complex and requires next to no real skill.
Yep. That sounds
And
about right.
the next one is I have yet to lose to someone who was good. It always went with me getting pushed into a corner and spam. And then it's just the screen cap of this whole thing. Scrub Quotes is amazing.
I will need to look this up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
Reminds
ever
me-
in a time where you're just like, I want to look at some trash quotes.
Reminds me of Stealth Mountain. Love that Twitter.
Just
All right.
people are terrible.
Oh yeah.
That just in different ways for different reasons. People suck.
Yep.
Oh yeah, people super suck.
So, let's DA, you still got that list of facts?
Oh, Snapple. Let me just do this really quickly. Somebody give me a number.
12.
So before you read it, just thank you everybody for tuning in to this episode of the podcast of stuff. It sounded like a good one. We will see you next time.
Later.
And
Not a good one.
oh, boo.
32.
32. I think we already did.
we've done 32.
Good-
98.
58.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go all the way to the 90s page.
Good year.
Mhm.
No. Only this.
Was it?
I was 8.
Oh wait, no. NSYNC was in style. Yeah, it was a good year. Dude, there's no worse boy band in history than 98 Degrees.
Oh.
Facts though. Okay, give you that.
I wouldn't.
Boys to
say
Men?
that.
No, Boyz II Men at least has 3 memorable songs.
Okay.
You
Yep.
said 98.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 1998, Sony actually accidentally sold 700,000 camcorders that had the technology to see through people's clothes. These cameras had special lenses that could use infrared light, which allowed you to see through certain types of clothing.
Huh.
So that fits right in there with the Andre story.
Oh.
Did they get those recalled at least?
I certainly hope not.
It's the 90s. I fucking doubt it.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.